You know how, as human, sometimes some of us, no, most of us, or I can say all of us, are sometimes attracted to most complex of things. We think that, oh, this is so complex, this requires so much of brain, only intelligent people can do this. Oh, I must learn to do this. And we leave out the simplest of things. Oh, this is cakewalk. Anyone and everyone can do this. And that's where the catch is. We leave out simplest of things thinking that they're too simple and they're too easy. How will they benefit us? Meditation is the simplest thing in the humankind to practice. Simplest. This simplest thing that we're talking about is what can transform you in and out. Transform you. It has that much of power. This simple thing.
1, 2, 3, let's go!
Howdy everyone, this is Astha Joshi and you're watching Learning Never Stops, and today is day 1 of meditation. Yes, we are finally going to sit in the lotus pose. So today we're going to talk about some external factors and the posture required for meditation. But before you start your first day of meditation, I need one promise from you. And that is that when you are going to start your meditation, you are going to go into it with no expectations. Alright? Do not think of what people say about meditation. Like I just said, that it's going to transform you. Don't go into meditation that, oh, today I'm going to meditate for the first time, I'm going to get transformed. Astha said that it's going to transform you. Astha said, or someone else said that it's going to give you utmost clarity. Someone said that it's going to make you so much more conscious. You will attain, nirvana. You'll become this, you'll become that. When you sit for meditation, go with you in it. That's it. Now, the first external factor that influences your meditation or that affects the way you meditate is the place where you meditate. Okay? The place where you sit or the place where you lie down to meditate. Now, you can meditate both indoors and outdoors, right? When you're meditating indoors, you're in your own comfort, you're in your own place, and you know it much better, right, than outdoors. So it is more convenient, according to me. And then you can easily form a spot for yourself, which you can easily access anytime. Like for me, when I started to meditate, my spot was my bed. Though it is considered that we should not idly meditate, sit for meditation at on the sleeping area, in the bed. But for me it was more convenient, it was more easy. Now, I am a family woman. I live with 2 children, and whenever I would be out of my bed, I'm supposed to be at the service of my children. So, how it is when you're out of the bed in the morning or at night, then there's always something in our head. Ladies would understand this, that, oh, I have to do this, oh, I have to do that, I have to do this, that, this. And, something will keep coming in. So, till the time I'm in the bed, I'm in that zone of my own. So, that was a very, easier and a very good place for me to be and, just breathe, because that's what you do when you meditate. You just breathe and you become one to your own self. So that was a very convenient place for me to meditate. Though now I have switched, I only do my bed meditations at night on my bed. Rest of the time I have a small corner in my bedroom where either I would sit there to meditate, and rest is I have my online classes now, which I do in my living area. So 20 minutes before, I do all of my setup, my class setup, and then I come and sit here, right here. If I can just show you, right here. I sit here and I practice my 10 to 15 minutes of meditation right before starting my morning class with my children. So yeah, this is how I have made space for myself to sit and meditate, and it does help, because when you're in that space, you condition yourself that okay, this is when I'm here I will do this. So it does help creating a specific spot for yourself for meditation. But in the beginning, there's no hurry. Take your time. This space took me almost a year to form. So yeah, take your time. Let it just flow. It will come in its own. A spot will come to you on its own. Just start meditating. Start from anywhere where you are comfortable and you're convenient, and then proceed. Now moving on to the next external factor, which is time. Now normally in Hindus there's this thing called Sandhya, okay, which usually men follow when they wear janeu. In Hindus men would wear janeu, and janeu is a sacred thread which they wear around their shoulders, and once you wear this janeu, you're supposed to follow a ritual wherein you do Sandhya, which is to be done twice a day, in the morning time and in the evening time, and that is a very good time to meditate. Now, I live in UAE and I have lived in Korea also, and the importance of morning hours is I can't even describe it in words. So when I was in Korea, I had a Buddhist temple right very, very close to my house, and 5 a.m. I could hear the chanting of the Buddhist monk around 5 a.m. Again, the sunrise time. Now I am in UAE, and every morning right before sunrise I hear the azan coming from the mosques. So every religion, everyone wants to tap into the morning time, and morning time is amazing. And as I said, that in Hindus, they do their Sandhya. The first time you do your Sandhya is in the morning, right before sunrise, and you have to tap into the time 45 minutes before sunrise till 45 minutes after sunrise. A very good time wherein you can tap in and do your meditation. And similarly towards the evening, before sunset is a very good time when you can tap in and do your meditations. So if you can tap into these two times, it's amazing. But if you can't, then it's okay. Do not beat upon yourself. Do not say that, okay, I have to meditate only at this time. You may fix your own time and then try to meditate every day on that particular time. But even if you miss that particular time, it's okay. All right, just go with the flow. Again, what I'm saying is it's the simplest of things. There is no rules and no regulations. These are just few things that you may want to do. You may want to tap in, but if you don't want to, you can't, then it's okay. I have taken out convenient time according to my my routine. So you can also take out a convenient time according to your routine, but best times are the time when it is early morning and when before the sunset, right before the sunset. That is a very good time to meditate. That is the time when our like pineal gland, some gland in our head, which is most active, which basically makes us more conscious. Now we all think that, how do we start meditating? Okay, let me sit like a yogi does, and let me breathe and let me meditate. this is how we're supposed to meditate. We have to sit in the lotus pose, which is a Sukha Asana, and that's how we meditate. Well, there's no right and no wrong. There is no right and no wrong. Okay, even in life, not only in meditation, even in life, there's no right, there's no wrong. Okay, so sitting in Sukha Asana, I'm not saying is right, I'm not saying is wrong. Do what works for you. Like, I would meditate after doing my pranayamas, and then I would just go into Shavasana, and I would just be there for about 5 minutes, sometimes even less than that. I mean, I never kept a tab on time when it came to my beginning days. Okay, but yeah, that's how I started. So it was mostly Shavasana, and then I would join my toes together, and I would just join my fingers, the tips of my fingers together, and just lie down, and I could just feel the pulses of my finger going. That is making any sense? I don't know, it just relaxed me. It just gave me a sense of it just brought in a lot more concentration in my meditation when I would feel that. So yes, so I used to do this. Then so it started with me lying down. Then I thought of sitting and doing meditation, and I do sometimes get back issues. Okay, so whenever I would sit to meditate, I would start developing a pain in my back. So it was not easy for me to sit. And then I also watched a video, and I think it was of Sadhguru, wherein they tell that you can tilt a bit, like you be straight, but if you have a problem, like you can just tilt a bit. So let me try and show you. So this is me sitting straight. Okay, this is me sitting straight. Now when I sit straight, I could feel a lot of strain in my back. Okay, upper part of my back and lower part of my back. So I would just first of all relax, and then I would just tilt a bit from this area. I would just go a bit, like this is me straight, and just a bit in front. Okay, this is what I would do. Or I would, and sometimes I would just instead of looking right in front, I would just soften my neck. And when you soften your neck, it's not like this. So when you soften, I just soften my neck. This is how you can sit. Now when it comes to your hands, what do you do with your hands? Just let them be. So I personally, I would just lay them on my knees. Sometimes I'll just make this with them. What do you call them? Mudra name. Forgetting it, I'll write it for you. The mudra, wherein you join your index finger and your thumb together. Okay, and sometimes I would just bring in my hands together and just put them in between my legs. This is the most common way of me sitting like this. And that's what you can do with your hands. Just let them be the way they want to be. The third most important thing in the posture is your tongue. Yes. Now I was so confused about this because I have this habit of it's a weird habit. So I have this habit of touching the tip of my teeth, and here is my tongue. So I keep on playing with it. So whenever I would meditate, instead of meditating or I would just keep on touching my teeth, and there's this peculiar taste that your mouth also has. So that taste would come in my mouth, and sometimes, and I would start feeling hungry. So then I do not remember which video I saw, but somewhere I saw that keep your tongue straight. I could not do it. And then in another video I saw and heard, they told that you touch the upper part of your tongue, but you don't turn it, you just touch your upper part like this. So I'm not touching the teeth, I'm just touching the the roof of your mouth. So you just touch that. So you're not bending, twisting, turning your tongue, you're just touching the roof of your mouth. And that's it. And then just breathe. Whenever my tongue touches touches the roof of my mouth, I feel very relaxed. Tell me, just do this. You guys practice this and tell me, how did you feel? Just by touching the roof of your mouth and just sitting and breathing. How did you feel? Just comment if you can. Now you've chosen a place for you to sit. You are in a good posture. Now what do? Now I just want you to breathe. Nothing fancy, no fancy breathing. Just breathe very normally. But when you're breathing, just try to be mindful of it. Just think that you're breathing. Okay, I'm breathing in, I'm breathing out. Okay, I'm going to give you a homework. When you're meditating, I want you to notice that when you're breathing in and out, just tell me if your inhalation is longer or your exhalation is longer. Okay, very easy. So you just sit for meditation, okay, and concentrate on your breathing and just see if you're breathing in longer or you're breathing out longer. And how will you gauge that? By counting, like what is happening, what is more longer, where in you're counting more. Okay. Now you'll say that you'll make us count when we are meditating. Yes, count when you're meditating, count your breath. Okay, alright then guys, with that we've come to an end to this video. I will see you next week with yet another video, and next week is going to be very, very, very important. If you're following this series, then the next week is all about breath. Yes, so do meet me next week. Until then, adios amigos and amigas.